Hi, this is Mrs. Zhu. We're actually working on homework from Chapter 5, Section 4 on page 243, number 2 through 34 even. I'm going to start with the first question, and in class I didn't specifically talk about multiplying fractions. I really just talked about dividing fractions using KFC. So KFC, IheartKFC is only to be used when you're dividing. Okay, so for number 2, we're not using KFC. We're just going to multiply across the numerators and then the denominator. So negative 1 times 3, and then 2 times 8, giving me negative 3 over 16, and that's all I do for number 2. Okay, for number 4, I'm also multiplying these two fractions. They happen to both be mixed, and I do want to make them improper first. Okay, so to do that, I'm going to multiply 2 and 4, add the 3, I will get 11 over 4, multiply that by 6 times over 5, and when I multiply, I can cross cancel. So if you want to cross cancel, then you do that when you are multiplying fractions, okay? When you do KFC, IheartKFC, you can then cross cancel, but after you do IheartKFC, then you can cross cancel if you need to. So it's only if you need to. Now in this multiplication question, I can cancel the 4 and the 6. When I cancel, I'm basically dividing them by a common number. They both divide by 2, giving me canceling 4, giving me 2, canceling 6, giving me 3. So then I'm just multiplying 3 times 11 in the numerator, 2 times 5 in the denominator, giving me the answer 33 over 10. Now this would be the improper answer. I'm going to change it to mixed. When I change it to mixed, I'm looking for how many times 10 goes into 33. It goes into it 3 times with the remainder of 3, and I keep the 10 as my denominator. Okay, again, if I forget how to make them mixed, what I'm going to do over here is I'm going to divide the two numbers. The top goes in, the bottom goes out. That's what I set up on this side. So 33 divided by 10 will go into 3 times, giving me 30. When I subtract, I have a remainder of 3. That remainder of 3 then gives me the numerator for the fractional part, and then 10 stays in my denominator. Just showing you some work there. I'm going to skip down to number 8 with a variable. Don't get scared by the variables. I know that sometimes we do. Okay, for the variables, you're just going to multiply like it was a variable. So here, I want to see if I can cross cancel first before I begin to multiply. That just helps me to simplify the question a little bit earlier. I can cancel the 9 and the 3. They both divide by 3, giving me the cancellation 3 for the 9 and then 1 for the 3 down here. If I cancel, I can also cancel the 10 and the 15, dividing both those by 5, giving me 2 here, dividing 15 by 5, giving me a 3 here, and I am going to keep my x there as well, so I don't want to forget about it. So in my numerator, I am multiplying a 3 times a 3 and an x. In my denominator, I'm timesing a 2 with a 1. When I simplify that expression, I get 9x over 2, and that's my final answer. No mixed fractions for this answer. Okay, I'm just going to leave it as improper, and that's what we had learned before in the past. Okay, I'm going to start with number 10 on the division now. So once I start to divide, now I can do IheartKFC. Now, I might not have mentioned this in class to some of the periods, but I stands for improper. Okay, heart means you just love chicken. So remember, K stands for keeping the first, F stands for flipping the second, C stands for changing the sign to multiply. Okay, at this point, when you do I, K, F, and then C, you may, because you are multiplying, cross cancel if you need to. So let's try that. For number 10, I don't need to do the I, so I can skip that step. K, F, and C, I keep 5/8. I flip the second fraction. There we go. I change the sign to multiplication. Now I'm going to see if I can cancel. There's an 8 and a 4. The 8 cancels to 2. The 4 cancels to 1. Then I just go ahead and multiply across like I had done in the 3 questions before that. 5 times 1, 2 times 3, giving me 5 over 6. Voila, boom, boom. IheartKFC. And we're going to skip down to number 16 with some of the negative ones. Negative 3 and 2/3 divided by parentheses negative 2 and 4/9. Okay, I'm going to first do, because I'm dividing, I'm going to do IheartKFC. When I do I'm making them improper. Now if they are negative, you actually just do the improper portion without the negative there. Then when you finish finding it, you put the negative back on. So I'm just going to do 3 times 3 without the negative and then add the 2, giving me 11 over 3. Then I put the negative on. Then I'm going to divide with the new improper fraction, which is going to give me 2 times 9, ignoring the negative for now. Adding the 4. 18 plus 4 gives me 22 over 9. Then I put the negative on. Okay. Now because I'm dividing, now I'm going to do K, F, and then C. Okay. So K is to keep negative 11 over 3. F is I'm going to flip 9 and negative 22. Now the negative I could put, keep it with the 9. It doesn't really matter if you want to do it that way. Or you can bring it with the 22. Okay, so I'm going to show you 2 different ways where the negative stays in different spots. It's not going to matter. Okay, then I'm going to change the division to multiplication. Multiplication over here as well. At this point, after IheartKFC, you can cancel because now you're multiplying the fractions. So because I'm multiplying, I'm actually going to take the 11 and the 22. I'm going to get negative 1 and 2. The negative 9 and the 3 becomes 1 and negative 3. Okay. Over here I can do the same thing. Negative 1, negative 2, 1 and 3. Okay. When I multiply, I'm going to multiply the numerators. Negative 1 times negative 3. Denominators 1 times 2. Over here you'll see negative 1 times 3. Over here 1 times negative 2. Okay, giving me an answer of positive 3 over 2. Okay, over here is negative 3 over negative 2. Okay, a negative 3 over a negative 2 is really the same thing as a negative 3 divided by negative 2 and a negative divided by negative. If I use my triangle, if I cross out negative and a negative, I should get a positive answer, 3 over 2. Okay, my answer is 3 over 2 or 1.5 as a mixed. Last question we're going to do is going to be number 26. 4 over t times 3t over 8. When I am multiplying, I'm just going to straight multiply and I can cross cancel. So I'm going to cancel here the 4 and the 8, giving me 1 and 2. I can cancel the t's actually. Just like when I used to write t times t times t and then t times t like that, I can cancel t's. I can also do that here too. So then what I'm going to get is 1 times 3 in my numerator, and this would just become 1 and 1. So 1 times 2 my denominator, giving me 3 over 2, which is the same as 1 and 1/2. Okay, both of these answers are appropriate. Have a good day. These are just only the questions that I will do for tonight's homework.